We can unmute. Okay.
Namaste to all, and a very warm welcome to Dr. Nagaratna ji. In today's situation, we can say health cannot be bought by money. Money can buy anything, but not health. So, especially mental health, I think more so. So, this topic is very much relevant today in this COVID-19 situation. So, none other could have spoken more better than Dr. Nagaratna ji, because I feel Dr. Nagaratna ji is a synonym for yoga. Yoga is Nagaratna ji and Nagaratna ji is yoga. That much everybody knows. I think it will be a very what to say. I cannot do justice in introducing her today for this session, because if I just go on reading her introduction, maybe I will take another hour to complete her introduction. So I'll make it as small as possible. But I don't think that introduction will describe her. So only her talk we can know what she is about. So Dr. Nagaratna ji has a medical degree from Bangalore Medical College way back in 1967, MD from Mysore Medical College, and MRCP, Royal College of Physicians, UK, and FRCP, Edinburgh, UK, and DSc Honours in Kempu University, Karnataka, DSc, SVYASA University, and she has been in lot of positions. So if I just go on scrolling her positions, I may have to just keep going. And then she has got lot of awards. So at least to name a few, I think she has Madam Nagaratna ji, I think if I go on like this, ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ನನಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ಲಿ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ who has visited SVYASA University way back in 1988. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ PDC ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ ಇನ್ ಮಡಿಕೇರಿ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮಡಿಕೇರಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬೀನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ 10 days, and I really can't forget that course of 10 days where you had arranged for personality development course for students. That is for, I think, high school students. I was in high school probably that time, and I came there, and you were there. You and Dr. Nagendra ji were there. I think we were the first batch where we could get trained from you itself, personally from you. Vihanga anta no ಒಂದು building nalli we stayed, we were going there. Yeah, Vihanga avaginda allinda ನಾನು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So I think it is my privilege today to introduce you for this session, and a very warm welcome to you, madam. And please, with your enlightening session, I think we will definitely get to know a lot of things, and we will definitely get to profit out of this. And ಆಪ್ತ ಸಲಹಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಾರ್ಮ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್. ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
Okay. Namaste to all of you. Let us begin with one long Om. Take a deep breath and say as long an Om as you can. Take a deep breath. Oh. Friends, when Uday Shankar met me and told me that he is training retired but not tired people in helping people, I was very impressed. Training youngsters is easy, but training who already know many things about life, and it is more a learning from you people than training you people, because life experience is more informative, more educative, more experiential learning than any amount of theory. I congratulate all of you for being counselors, helping a large number of people and working on that. Uday Shankar wanted me to talk to you about mental health and yoga. What we are finding today is, in fact, I must start saying that in America also, or any advanced country, the load on the psychiatric hospitals had become so much, with increasing prevalence of psychological problems, that they had no choice than telling them, your waiting time is for an appointment is 3 months from now. Meanwhile, you do some relaxation response techniques. Meanwhile, you do some this while you were waiting for the appointment. That had become the load on the psychological group, psychiatric group around the globe in advanced countries. We know all this is because although we have gone through major technological breakthroughs, there is a lot of dissatisfaction with modern healthcare system, increasing prevalence of non-communicable diseases, including mental illnesses, epidemics, pandemics, which we are all go through, and the challenges that we are facing, starting from as simple a thing as student unrest, public unrest, just a restless mind, which we are all going through, going on to other illnesses like depression, suicide, psychosomatic illnesses, somatocytic problems, all traceable to so-called stress. Why is this all going on increasing? Has been very clearly shown with 50 years of research by medical professionals that these are all traceable to lifestyle. In lifestyle, very clearly it is known, it is all due to junk food, we say. In fact, when you mentioned that you were in PDC, once in one of the personality development camp for children, I was to take a class on diet for the children. I asked the children, "Bachelo, you know what is junk food?" And I mentioned some 5-6 names. Do you want to add any more names? I asked them. In fact, the list the children gave was fascinating. So everybody knows what is junk food, why it is called junk food, but why we are not able to handle that, why the diseases are on the increase, because of our craving, because of our mind, physical activity.
Nagaratna ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು
Children common ಆಗಿ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. Exercise, lack of physical activity is again mind. Bad habits, drinking, smoking, wrong sleeping timings, mobile addictions, TV addictions, screen addictions, these are all becoming big issue because it is in the mind, and stress. So all these are traceable to the mind. Therefore, mental health is very important. And looking at the health scenario itself, it is not only the psychiatric disorders, but it is all because of the lopsided growth, where we look at we look at psychiatric problem as a brain chemical disorder. It has become so much organ oriented, like an blind man looking at an elephant and describing the disease, as compared to forgetting the whole of the mind. And we have discarded the mind. Mind itself has been discarded as placebo. When we decide randomized control trials, they tell us how much is the perceived person known to you, motivated to you, so that aspect of the mind.
Sorry to disturb you, ma'am. Your voice is very low.
My voice is not audible. How is it now? Is it any better now?
Yes, ma'am, it's better now. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll keep the computer nearer. Mm. It is the mind which is so very important in everything. But when we design research studies, they want us to keep the mind away, call it as placebo. If the mind of the person, the commitment, the passion, they're wanting to help himself, wanting to improve himself, wanting to change his behavior are not taken care of, how can lifestyle change happen? This is where people have realized the need for this. And in the next few minutes, instead of going into greater details about making the society to move towards better and better and better health through yoga, which was the main purpose of any yoga practitioners. Think of a few years back, my dear friends. What was our lifestyle about 200, 300 years ago? They were all serene, calm people living a life of contentment. And think of the Rishi's time. Very, very little diseases. But what was yoga then? What did they need yoga for? They thought that we are all born with a limitation and we do yoga techniques to self-evolve ourselves into better health, better better positive mental health, moving from tamas to rajas to sattva, to move towards superhuman and divine human being and completely happy, contented, free bird who can reach the highest goal of life was the purpose of yoga, which was helping to man to become better and better and better human being. And that knowledge today we are having to use for handling sick people. The same knowledge which the sages were using for making a normal person to become positive, divine human being are being applied today in helping large number of people who are going through these mental problems. And so we see large number of people with psychosis, neurosis, which are all caused by maybe genetic tendency, which is nature, but nurture, the lifestyle, the environment, how we look after ourselves is the major area which is creating the problem. So all psychiatric disorders are traceable to lifestyle is what is a very important factor. And what is it in the nurture? It is our mind. When we all have to go through large number of demanding situations in life, with a fast life, with a rapidly evolving life, we have no choice than to cope up with the demanding situations of life. The mind responds, and this response to demanding situations is the definition of stress itself. Is the definition of stress itself. And what is very important for all of us to understand is we know today in medical science that whether it is an anxiety disorder, depressive disorder, psychotic disorder, or a psychosomatic problem, or even the normal restlessness of a normal coping man, which is stress, all traceable to stress, which is in the mind level. So what the sages wanted us to understand was what is the medical science making us to understand that in every demanding situation, it is not the situation that is the definition of stress, but how we react to the situation, how we respond to the situation, how we show our emotional responses. So, stress by definition is not the situation, but how I react to the situation, how I respond to the situation is the point. So, what are the three types of responses we may go through? Say there is a demanding situation, a big challenge, like what we are facing today, COVID. Somebody in the family has become elderly person, seriously COVID affected. may be very dangerous. We have to rush him to the hospital, going through the ICU. There are 3 other family members. One of them will say, yes, we have to help Papa. Yes, it is very disturbing. We don't know whether he will survive or not. So he will take all the action with full willpower, with a positive attitude, look at all the necessary things. And in his mind, what he will tell himself, no anxiety, my dear mind, keep quiet, don't disturb me, I have to do my job, I have got a duty to do to my father, come what may, I am not going to allow myself to get affected. So I act, I react, I respond in a very healthy way. Another family member will say, my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to Papa? What's going to happen to Papa? What's going to happen to Papa? My God, my God, my God, kya hoga, kya hoga, kya hoga? And he is also helping the brother. 3 brothers. Elder brother only act. The second brother very anxious, very worried, very disturbed, and in that he suppresses his anger, suppresses his anxiety, and also acts. What is the difference? The person was first one situation positive, required amount of response. Second brother situation unnecessary extra response. Too much of anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. And on top of that, he is suppressing it, holding it, and then responding it. So who is the person who is going to end up with the problem? The second person. There is a third person who will say, my God, Papa ko ye ho gaya, kya hoga, kya hoga, kya hoga, and he will faint or he will faint. This is a response in which I have absolutely lost my coping capacity. So 3 types of response. React, respond with emotion, succumb to the emotion. Whether it is anxiety or fear or anger, frustration, agitation, depression, hopelessness, or suppress the emotion. And the other third response is be neutral. This is what the sages said. Kartum, to react. Akartum, don't react. Be very stable. Or anyatha kartum. Change the response pattern with suppression, hold it, and create problems for themselves. So what is therefore the sages said? Every problem is at the mind level. Situation, you do any amount of thinking, any amount of useful thinking, there will be no problem at all. It cannot create any disturbance. But only when you react with an emotion, that is creating all the problem. So all mental illnesses, whether it is anxiety, depression, bipolar, OCD, in all these there is one common factor, that is uncontrolled, speeded up violent flow of thoughts in the mind, which I have lost control over, and therefore they defined all distresses as uncontrolled speed. So this speed over a long period of time percolates becomes a habit. And when it manifests, what is the first thing that happens if you have chronic stress, long-standing situation, long-standing emotions? It leads to all the mind-level imbalances. First thing that happens is they start losing sleep, they become restless, they become irritable, indecisive, emotional outbursts, depression, etc., and lose support, lose awareness. So what they suggested as was, told us was, all human problems, whether it is a physical problem or a mental problem, which are related to the internal factor, except the infection or injury or trauma, all are traceable to the mind. Even in this COVID situation, what we found was, see, when the COVID first hit us in the March, April, May month of 2020, they were giving large doses of antiviral medication. It did not work. People were simply dying, dying, dying. Then they realized, the researchers, that it was not the virus that was killing the people, but it was the body's own immune system, which was releasing what was called as cytokines, which was fighting on our own organs and killing the people. They called it a cytokine storm. What is cytokine storm? A large amount of stress-related chemicals that was released, which was making the immune system just fight, whether it's a virus, enemy, or our own body, fight, 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 and that was killing all the organs and people were dying. To realize that we had lost so many lives, then they started treating the stress factors, giving steroids to suppress that immune response, etc. So even in the so-called virus situation, it is the mind. But in what we are seeing today in depression, anxiety, fear, agitation, where you're all involved in counseling, is totally traceable to the mind. Here, I want to classify most of the psychiatric problems under three major mental stability factors. A person who has got a very strong willpower, situation, big anxiety, big fear, big anger, big frustration, he knows how to hold on. Say, for example, a lady loses a husband at a young age. She has got responsibility of the children to cope. So, but she is a very strong-willed lady. She says, I have no time even to sit and cry over what is lost. I have to get on with my life and I have to hold on my emotions because she has got a strong willpower, and she goes on, takes up a job, takes up the children and becomes a successful woman. But she develops psychosomatic problems. Not that there were no emotions. She had an emotion of losing the kith and kin, but she had such a strong willpower that she was able to suppress. What the sages tell us is, any activity anywhere in the body, we need lot of pranic activity that is supplied to the parts of the body to do that job. What is prana? Prana is the life and life force which is responsible for all our functions. Our body is a solid matter. All chemicals, electrons, protons, neutrons arranged in a particular pattern. But to make that work, we want our life energy or the prana. So if I want to do more work here, I need more prana here. I need to do more work here, I need more prana here. I have to do a lot of digestion work, I need more prana there. So we keep, nature has got a software program in which we keep distributing the prana to different parts of the body. So when I have got to do a lot of brain work, one is emotion. I lost my husband. My God, I'm so emotionally disturbed. I'm so emotionally charged. So much speed in my emotions. But I use my willpower and say that, no, sorry, my dear monkey mind, you can't disturb me. You keep away. I suppress. What happened? I drew a lot of prana and I push the prana down to the physical body, and so that I can keep my solace, keep my presence of mind and carry on doing my disease. These are the people who develop psychosomatic problems like hypertension, heart disease, back pain, acidity, asthma, cancer. These are all people who develop bodily problems, but they psychologically they are fine. They are managing their duties, they are managing their work, they are able to carry on as so-called normal people in the society. If a person does not have that much willpower, they will sit and brood over the situation or get into problems, and these are the ones which manifest as psychiatric problems. When they develop these psychiatric problems, if they have awareness, okay, I'm going through a lot of discomfort, I am anxious, I'm depressed, I'm angry, I cannot cope up with the situation, I'm losing sleep, I need help. I please help me. Goes to the doctor, goes to the family members, seeks help. This is called, with awareness, is suffering that emotion. That is called neurosis, or anxiety, depression, fear, panic disorder. All these come under this category. If things are much more aggressive, if the willpower is poor, on top of that his awareness also is poor, he knocks out that awareness. So he becomes a schizophrenic or a bipolar. This is what we keep hearing when we see psychiatric problems, isn't it? A person goes, we see this in cinemas. What happens? A person has a big calamity. Instead of sitting and brooding over it, crying, it will stay, ha 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 ha, and start laughing, jumping, as if nothing has happened. What is this? It knocks out that awareness also. That violent activity of prana, which is locking up the whole thing, creates so much chemical imbalance in the brain area that it knocks away his awareness also. And when they go through this, if they have good confidence, if the confidence is fair, so willpower is not very good, but their awareness is there, and then their confidence is fair enough, they all end up with anxiety, which is expressed speed. So persons who are suffering with discomfort, suffering with psychological problems, if they have got fair amount of confidence, they show it as anxiety. They come and tell, I'm restless, I'm agitated, I need help, I'm not sleeping, I'm feeling tremulous, my heart is beating, I want help, I'm very anxious, fearful. If they don't have that much confidence, then they go into depression. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಧ್ಯಾಯತೋ ವಿಷಯಾನ್ ಪುಂಸಃ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ he goes on describing how we go through these steps of lack of confidence, lack of awareness, lack of willpower, which pushes us down into further depression, locked up speed. Then when it is very poor, I'm sure many of you have been working with alcoholics or working with drug addicts. When you are supposed to do counseling for these people, what is their problem? Many of these alcoholics, many of these addicts, they have got a very unusual personality, very intelligent, very sharp, very capable people, emotionally very strong also. But what is their problem? Their confidence is so very poor. Very, very poor confidence. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ they hang on to their alcohol because they are such a dependent personality. This leads to addiction. That is why AA has become the most successful method for the addiction. Why? In AA, what they do is they give total support. A person who is de-addicted, who has come out of his alcohol addiction, he goes to their house, talks to them, says that I was like you, I have come out of it, I am here with you, Lord is with you, we both together pray for the strength, for confidence. So a good wife, a loving, caring wife, or a de-addicted alcohol are very successful methods for de-addiction. Drugs are not useful. Drugs. Addictions, the relapse rate is 8. When they have this awareness, anxiety, depression, I told you, without awareness, they end up with psychosis. When they don't have a good awareness, they end up with psychosis. In psychosis, there are 2 levels. What are the 2 levels? The bipolar and mood disorders. In bipolar people, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ awareness ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ಮೂಡ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೈ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. I know one girl who was a researcher. She used yoga to completely come out of her bipolar problem, which is a very, very rare case. Bipolar cases, we always say that you have to be on medication, add on yoga so that you can manage your life much more comfortably with a better quality of life. But this girl was able to completely cure herself through 100% devotion to Lord Krishna. So what she used to tell me was, when I'm going through this phase, because of my prayer, because of my sadhana, because of my yoga, I started developing awareness. When I'm about to move towards a meaning phase, my research will be very good, my cooking will be very good. My husband says, hey, ಈ ನಡುವೆ 3ಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಲು 4 6 ಐಟಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಶಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, ತುಂಬಾ ರುಚಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋ, ನೀನು ಆರ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೀಮೇನಿಕ್ ಫೇಸ್, hypomanic phase, medicine dose ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. So that means some amount of awareness is still there in bipolar people, whereas in schizophrenics, awareness is completely knocked out. And that is why they went into delusions, hallucinations, etc. and personality disorders. So what the sage is making us understand is, in all these problems, whether it is psychosis or neurosis, anxiety, depression, OCD, or the normal man's disturbances, normal man's stresses, normal man's fears, anxieties, there is only one single common factor, that is in your mind, which they call as manomaya kosha. There is long standing speed, which we go on suppressing, which causes increased speed at the prana level, and that violent pranic activity at the brain level causes all the chemical imbalances at the physical level, and that is the prana imbalance. Pranamaya kosha speed disturb imbalance, which results in irregular breathing, poor digestion, and all other problems which settles down at the physical level as psychological problems. So taking this further, the sage once made us understand that all problem is in your mind. In your mind there is uncontrolled vega. This vega has solidified into chemical imbalance, solidified into physical illnesses. Therefore, you should be able to recognize this, because only human beings have this capacity to cut our mind into 2 layers. One layer of our mind is the lower mind, the other one is the higher mind. We all have 2 minds, alva. One mind says, hey, diabetes idru parvagilla, ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ರುಚಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನತ್ತೆ. But inner mind ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, no, sorry, you cannot eat this because your sugar yesterday was 300. We are always guided by our inner mind, which is called the Vijnanamaya Kosha, and the lower mind, which is the reacting mind, responding mind, emotional mind, charged mind, which can be detrimental or useful depending on the degree of mastery over our monkey mind. So the sage said, everything is your mind. Use your inner mind to master the monkey mind or the lower mind. So therefore, how to do it? This is the next question. Therefore, they said, please understand what is mind first. What is it that you are doing in your mind? What is mind? Mind is nothing but thinking. Different types of thoughts. Worrying thoughts, happy thoughts, good thoughts, working thoughts, logical thinking, job-related thoughts, friendly thoughts, good thoughts, bad thoughts, good emotions, negative emotions, memory thoughts, all are thoughts, thinking. So you can classify them as emotions, intellectual work, perception work, buddhi, analytical work, all these different categories of thinking only. So when you are thinking, how do we think? We always think in sentences. What are sentences made of? Words. So one word, one thought put together becomes a sentence. Sentences put together becomes a conglomeration of thinking thoughts. So therefore, they define mind as conglomeration of thoughts. Only this conglomeration of thoughts, what do we say when we are in the thought process called emotion? There is enormous violent thoughts about which I have no mastery. Therefore, they said yoga by definition is to gain mastery over these thoughts. So the entire process is with awareness, using my inner mind. I recognize what is happening in my mind. We all do that. ಇವಾಗ ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ಏನೋ ತುಂಬ ಹರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಥವಾ ಬಾಸು ಬೈತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಏ ಹಾರಿಬಲ್ ಫೆಲೋ, ಯೂಸ್ಲೆಸ್ ಫೆಲೋ, ಟೆರಿಬಲ್ ಫೆಲೋ, ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಸಚ್ ನಾನ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈ ಕೊಲೀಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಸಾರಿ ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಮಂಕಿ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಕೀಪ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್, ಕೀಪ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್, ಕೀಪ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ದಿಸ್, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಸೇ, ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಶೌಟ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಬಾಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನನಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಫೈನ್ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಫೈನ್ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೋಪ ಉಕ್ಕಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬೇಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಕಿರ್ಚಾಡಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಐ ಡೂ? ಐ suppressed my reactions by using mastery over my emotion. But this mastery is not a healthy mastery because I just held it. ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯಾರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾರೋದು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. Or it shows up as insomnia, shows up as health problem, shows up as some aggressive behavior, shows up as psychotic behavior. So what the sages told was situation, reaction, speed, slow down and become total zero emotions. Be 100% master of the monkey mind. So that is the definition of yoga. So reducing the speed of the mind, and this is exactly what the sages were telling us in more disorders. When we have a desire for an object, when we are disappointed, we end up with anger. Whereas Gita model tells us there 2 more steps. When you go to that shop and see a very interesting object, we start thinking about it, and we start developing more and more sangha towards it. Oh, it's so beautiful, it's so beautiful, it's so beautiful. I want it, I want it, I want it. I want it, I want it, I want it. ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಲಿವ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಮ ಬಂತು. ಕಾಮ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್, ಎನಿ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೈರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಮ, infatuation. Then look at what they said. Then you develop anger if it is refused. Grapes are sour attitude. Anger ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Anger can be towards the himself or towards the outside. So towards himself, he'll end up with suicide. If it is towards the outside world, you end up with antisocial behavior. Is what the psychoanalytical model tells us about what we do with our mind. So this vega, as it goes on increasing, 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 it develops into destruction and buddhinashat pranashyati. So therefore the sage compresses all problems and normal man's limitations also under one single factor, that is kama krodha udbhavam ativegam. So this vega, vega, vega. Therefore, you have to learn how to slow down this vega of the mind and switch off the mind. Mind reaction ಬೇಡ. ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲಾರು ತುಂಬಾ ದುಃಖ ಆದಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಾಕಮ್ಮ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು, ಬೈ ಬೈ ದುಃಖ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದುಃಖ ಓಡೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಕೋಪ ಬಂತಪ್ಪ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು, ಬೈ ಬೈ ಕೋಪ Okay. Then Shamant. Thank you. Bye bye, Kopa. Thank you. Bye bye, Dukha. Thank you. Bye bye, Bhaya. Thank you. Bye bye, frustration. ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಗತ್ತಾ? ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆವಾಗ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಲೋ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಧಾನ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡು. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲಸ ನಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ
I'm
ಇದ್ರೆ.
sorry to disturb, but we don't speak Kannada.
Sorry, only English. No
Yeah,
Kannada.
yes, I'm not able to follow. Sorry.
Okay. So when you are holding, it can lead to a lot of problems. Either psychiatric or physical, it doesn't matter. So the whole of the solution is we need techniques. Techniques for what? Slowing down the mind. That is the whole of the purpose of the inner self-corrective medication that the sage gives us. What is that medication? I have to recognize what is the speed of my mind and slow down and switch off and say, bye-bye anger, bye-bye fear, bye-bye depression, bye-bye frustration, bye-bye. I am a happy-go-lucky person. I am contented. Not the contentment of a psychotic, but this where a lot of locking up. This is a natural, healthy, yogic way of mastery, leading to better and better movement towards health. This is what I mentioned, that sages discovered techniques of making a man move from normal health to positive health to perfect health. Those techniques we use even in illness people to help get total mastery over our physical body, mental body, by working on the speed. So how do we do it? All things are depending on the techniques. See, until now, psychiatrists understood, psychologists have understood, medical science has understood that mind is the master. Mind is creating problems. We have to change the mind, shift from negative thoughts to positive side. Many psychological counseling techniques are available to change the behavior, to change the cognition, cognitive behavior therapy. All this what we are trying to do, replace violent thoughts by slow thoughts, positive thoughts, calm thoughts. This much we know. But what is the greatness of sage was, they had not just only psychological techniques, but they had many techniques, starting from healthy diet to cleansing techniques, physical asanas, breathing techniques, meditative techniques, devotional techniques, analytical techniques, and work techniques, seva techniques, all techniques, 5,000 years of research. One sage, one technique, lifelong one technique evolved and develop the mastery over that, use the technique to reach the highest state of zero thought state, blissful, quiet awareness all the time. And when you want to work, come out with full energy, go back and sit in that blissful ananda state. Imagine that. No emotion, no disturbance, no agitation, no situation can upset you. And you are always blissfully, joyfully in a state of mind, but no work goes on as healthy as possible, as much as possible. Even if you work 18 hours a day, you are not going to get exhausted because mind is so quiet, not draining out any energy. Physical energy drains 10 units, mental energy drains 1,000 units. So this is the state that the sage wants us to experience in all these. So starting from Surya Namaskara, please go ahead with many asanas, many pranayamas, many techniques, and the asana maintenance with deep internal awareness of the sick part of the body, and work on this so that the energy gets balanced. And through these asanas, pranayama, we work on good number of these techniques, asana, pranayama, meditation, relaxation techniques, chanting techniques, devotional techniques, or to help us to move from a agitated random state of mind to a state of total mastery over the mind, to move from intense random thinking to concentrated mind called ekagra mind, to intense channelizing the mind on a single thought, and from there diffuse the thought into a slow, relaxed state of mind, a single thought, slow thought, and relaxed way, effortless way. ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ agitated mind, running. You can't handle the mind. So you have to first bring the mind by using lot of physical practices, breathing practices, detoxifying practices, healthy diet, and then fast breathing, slow breathing, then bring the mind to one channel thinking, then to one single thought, and from there make it a slow thought. To give you an example, see them. We do this with large number of people with OCD. OCD people have got a special gift. What is their special gift? They have got enormous capacity to hang on to a single worrying thought. Hand wash, clean it's not clean. To go and wash, to go and wash. So they have that capacity to hang on to a negative thought. So we use this and say that, okay, instead of this, you go on chanting, okay, hand wash, om, hand wash, om namah shivaya, hand wash, om namah shivaya, hand wash, om namah shivaya. Depending on the person, we may give a specific japa. This girl, she used Krishna Namaha. So Krishna, wash, Krishna. Or om. Pull the mind from the distractible, worrying thoughts. For that, it's not easy to start directly working with the mind. Spend that energy with physical practices, Surya Namaskaras, pranayamas. Then only mind will become listening to, your mind will listen to what you want to do. And then hold the mind onto Om. Focus. Single thought. Focus. Don't get distracted. This is called dharana. And then slowly make it Om. Check whether the mind is getting distracted either in between. If it tends to go back to the disturbing thoughts, again do Om. Or Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Bhurbhusva, Om Namah Shivaya. Then hold on to that and slow down. That is called dhyana. And through that, one goes into deep states of stability, mastery. So what is the whole summary? Whole summary is to reduce the speed at all levels and help the person to work on this. We do this even with psychotic children here. We get large number of anxiety people, depression people, agitated people. So why do we, although the aim is to slow down and calm down, why do we use dynamics and do this? Because it's not possible to slow down directly because of uncontrolled, excessive, packed up speed. Therefore, we have to break open the tamas, keep them constantly aware by changing the practices. And then we avoid meditation in psychotics for more than 10 minutes. Why? Because their mind goes back into their hallucinations. Therefore, we have to keep them continuously engaged and work on that and help them using many of these techniques. So we use various permutation combination in different types of situations and help them to work on themselves, and move towards healthier and happier life. So this is the understanding that the sages are giving us. So when we apply it in normal people, we use a different set of asana, pranayama, meditation, relaxation techniques, etc. If we work on sick people, we work different set of practices. Psychotic, different set of practices. OCD, different set of practices. Depressive, different set of practices. Working at the body level, breathing well, lot of yogic spiritual counseling. Talk to them with love and care, like what you all have done as counseling techniques. You empathize, not sympathize with the participant, is all what we also apply in yogic center here. So at Prashanti Kutiram, we have got there is a separate wing for only psychiatric problems, but we understand that all problems, whether it is asthma department, cardiology department, digestive disorder department, or back pain department, all of them have to work with their mind. All of them have to move from their emotional state. So we do a lot of stress counseling. Patients were there, how they reacted in the situation, how they got locked up in that emotional response, how they were able to work with themselves through techniques they had used, and how they are going to use the present techniques to help themselves is what we work with them, and that is how we are all helping people to improve their basic level of mental illness to normal health to better health, more towards perfect health. What is that perfect state of health? Is the yogis defined as you must in that universal energy become one with that limited I becomes universal I, and you become one with the beautiful nature around. I-ness, minus, I am doing this, I am suffering, completely goes away. And that's a large number of patients with psychological problems, right up to cancer, can get relieved by using these mind management techniques. Thanks to our great style masters who have given us large number of techniques. And I wish that all of you as counselors use these techniques, learn these techniques. We have got online yoga programs, online yoga training programs. You can undergo this yoga instructors course, yoga MSc course, PhD course. Large number of courses are available. So if you can incorporate these concepts, incorporate these techniques along with the counseling program, you can help large number of people. Let me stop here. And Mr. Uday Shankar had told that I could take many questions if there are, after I spoken for about an hour. Thank you all. Pranam.
Thank you, Dr. G. It was a, kind of something totally new to bring in the yoga perspective. Since I have spent 1 week in your center, I could see how busy you are and how engaged you are. In spite of that, you have taken time to give us this address, which has been, unique. Some things like, the perspective. Strong-willed people, when they are stressed, they get into psychosomatic issues, and not that strong-willed people get into psychotic kind of issues. These are all concepts which we have understood today. And also the integrated approach to health is also one thing which we all know, but a scientific background and a people with authority like you, and you have spent your lifetime on, you and your brother, on this aspect of yoga and
Research.
yeah, research, especially research. That is how I think your institute, Vyasa, is different, can be differentiated from any other yoga institute. It has got association of scientifically qualified doctors like you and an engineer who has come from NASA, your brother, who have given a scientific outlook to this yoga, which has come to our people through generations. You have brought into limelight. Thank you so much, Dr. Ji, for this illuminating talk, and your presentations were so good. Your slides were also so good. I now invite people to ask questions. Before that, I have one question, Dr. Ji. Can you just explain a little bit on this prana? Is it equivalent to breathing, or is it slightly different?
No. Breathing is one of the processes or one of the functions which happens because of prana. Breathing is one of the functions. So let to put it in a very, very simple terms, what is prana? It is the difference between a dead body and a living body. What is dead body? All chemicals are there. All DNA, RNA, cells, chemistry, cholesterol, heart, molecules, everything is there. But what makes this do their job, make it do its function, is prana. So every cell made of all its chemicals is lying there dead as a dead matter. So to make it alive, there is a life energy that has to push it. Then it becomes functional, then it gives all its function, gives all its metabolism, this, that, digestion processes, heart pumping, body movement, I'm moving my hand, it is because of my prana. So every cell needs its quantum of prana to carry on doing its job. So this is programmed, we are all born with so much prana to keep us going on for 100 years as a healthy human being. When we use the right amount of prana in the right direction, uniformly, harmoniously. So 8 hours of intense activity where you use lot of prana, 8 hours of moderate activity where you use moderate amount of prana, and then 8 hours of complete rest where you use minimal amount of prana. This is the program for all functions, brain cell, eye cell, every cell. But what are we doing in present day lifestyle? We sleep for 4 hours, use all the prana for intense activity, and out of that 80% for emotional activity. It drains out our prana. And we also know how to hold that prana. Therefore, prana is the life energy or the bioenergy or vital energy which makes breathing possible, which makes the heart pump, which makes my muscles move, which makes my digestion happen, which gives me the feelings, which gives me the visual ability. Every function is controlled by prana. Now, when we are continuously, and this pranic programming is so well organized that when you want to do more work, you draw more prana that part. Punah, it comes back to the original. So base level prana, increase when required, bring it back again. You want to do more eating, you send more prana to the digestive area. You want to do more thinking, you do more prana to the head area. You are doing only brain work, too much prana. On top of that, too much emotion, more prana. Push it down, then you will end up with problems.
Yeah,
so
thank
why
you.
breathing is so much connected with prana is, we use breathing function to control to manipulate the prana, because the pranic activity, 90% of it is happening involuntarily. Digestion happens involuntarily, heart function happens involuntarily, all the other salivation happens involuntarily. There are some parts of the functions which happen totally involuntarily. Some functions happen voluntarily. I want to move my hand, this is total voluntary. Involuntary functions, voluntary functions. But it is this breathing which is got both controls. It goes on involuntarily, but when I want to voluntarily change, I can change this. Therefore, what is yoga? Yoga is voluntary mastery over all involuntary functions. So using this bridge, where nature has given us voluntary and involuntary control, then we start going from involuntary world to voluntary world. So both at the physical level, mind level. What is anger? Involuntary prana. So what is yoga? Voluntary mastery over prana, anger, using a voluntary breathing. So that's why breathing is very, very important technique to get complete mastery over all the mental functions, physical functions, digestive functions. Every function we use this bridge between mind and body.
Thank you. I think a wonderful answer. I think yoga is voluntarily controlling involuntary activities of the body. It is one aspect. Very well put.
Mind and body.
Yeah, mind and body. Yeah. So any other questions, please? Manish Agarwal, you have raised your hand. You can unmute and ask your question.
Namaste, ma'am. Actually, I have two questions. First one is this one. In your slides, you said that do not do meditations more than 10 minutes. So my question is,
not everybody, for psychotics, schizophrenics.
Okay. So actually, do you mean that because when we are doing meditation, of course, it happens generally that after certain amount of the time into the meditation, we lose the concentration. So do you mean that when we get into that phase of losing concentration, we should open eyes and don't do meditation, and then
don't use the word don't do meditation. Now, this is clear differentiation. What I put in that slide is that is only for psychotics, only for schizophrenia. In psychosis, schizophrenia and bipolar, if you put them into meditation, their hallucinations and delusions get aggravated because they get lost in their own hallucination and delusions. So that question is clear now. But now the second part of the question that you asked is, when the mind gets distracted, you do other things, come down to breath awareness, or increase the speed of repetition of the mantra, or go to breathing, or do a few asanas, then go back to meditation. For a normal person, for a neurosis, the goal is meditation. Not that we should not do meditation. Meditation means slowing down the mind, switching off the mind, silencing the mind of all unwanted thoughts, That is our goal. But if you want to meditate if you can meditate for 1 hour, 2 hours, that's the greatest thing. But that's not possible. Therefore, we want all this variety entertainment. Asana is one variety entertainment. Meditation is pranayama is one variety entertainment to slowly trick our mind into that silent state. Okay, there are many hands coming up.
Yeah.
And take somebody.
Ma'am, I just have one more question actually. In the other slide also you said that reduce speed. So you meant that reduce your speed of the thoughts by doing the meditation. Is that you meant?
Yes. Reduce the speed of thoughts by during asana also, pranayama also, meditation also, chanting also, devotion also. All techniques are only to slow down the mind and switch off the mind.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So the next question, Prashant, Can you unmute and come on line?
You can open your video also, sir.
Yeah,
Prashant.
Hello.
people who are asking questions, can you come on the video also, please?
Hello.
I'm on the video, madam, already.
Hello, ma'am. This is Prashant's mobile only, but I am talking his
Yeah,
wife,
yeah. What's your name?
Jyoti's ma'am.
Yeah, ask Jyoti ji.
Sir, ma'am, I want to know how to strong control the mind, because when we start something, any strict diet or whatever, we lose control. When we see the food, we lost the hope and we eat all the. And then after that, we came to know that it's not my intention. So how to control and how to follow it strictly?
Regular practice of slowing down. Don't be too strict with your mind, Jyoti. Why you want to fight with your mind? First of all, don't fight with your mind.
Huh.
If you go slow with everything, if you say no, to come back with double the force. So do it very comfortably. Slow and steady wins the race. So you talk to your mind, okay, you have eaten, you decided, okay, you're not going to eat 10 jamuns. So, okay, you sometimes allow yourself 2 jamuns for the next 1 month whenever you come across jamun. Then after 2 months, you say, okay, maybe 1 jamun. After 6 months, 1 year, half a jamun will be enough for me. Because my happiness does not depend upon jamun. I thought jamun gave me happiness, but every time jamun touched the tongue, it was that ha experience of silencing the mind, which I misinterpreted as the jamun happiness. So slowly use this knowledge to get mastery. Otherwise, it becomes a suppression and shows up as another craving. If you suppress your anger in the office, we know what happens when you come home.
Huh.
If you are a lady, you shout at your worker lady. Nowadays, you can't shout at the worker lady because she will quit and go, or it may be the husband or the child, or if nothing, ಹೋಗಿ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಚಕ 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 ಚಕ
Yeah.
ಒಗದ್ ಬಿಡೋದು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, Shivani Garg, can you unmute and come on the line?
Yes, sir. So this is Bhaskar. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Hello,
I can.
Bhaskar.
Hello. So I wanted to know about this integrated the approach for therapy, yoga therapy. So there are many courses on yoga, but see, we don't want to become yoga teacher, but we want to use this knowledge for counseling. So how should we go about it? Are there any specific courses like do we have to attend the entire yoga training, or are there courses specific where we can learn the therapies of this type of techniques?
Yeah, at least the basic yoga instructor course. It is a 1 month full-time residential or 2 months non-residential online. Should give you some better perspectives of the whole technique. Mr. Uday Shankar can help you to coordinate that.
Yeah. We can. You can give you those web links. And SVYASA is the institute's name, so you can Google and see also. There are telephone numbers there.
At least do the yoga instructor basic course, which will give you the total perspective, and then you can start using those basic things.
So yoga basic instructor course, and then we have special yoga therapy courses also after that.
Yeah. Yoga therapy is a 1 year postgraduate diploma in yoga therapy, 2 years master's degree in yoga therapy. All those are higher courses. Basic course is 200 hours course, which is available online.
Okay. Yeah, because we are in Pune, so I think that will help us.
Yeah. Pune also, we have got many of our groups who are doing this program. They are affiliated centers who run yoga instructor course there also. You can, now in the COVID period, it is safe to do it YIC online.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think my request to everyone here is that you should, those who are in Bangalore, should visit this place in Jigani. It is a kind of place you will know in detail. I think once you visit, you will know it. Before that, you can even visit the
Our
website.
website, yeah.
One more question we can take, madam?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in one chat I have one question. I'll read that from Nagesh Tukaram. I think this is partially answered by you. I think is different type of meditation / yoga is required for psychosis. I think psychosis people.
Yeah. What we have is, for every disease, we have got different sets of integrated approach of yoga therapy, still keeping the holistic approach. So if it's a psychotic who is still has very positive symptoms, the set of practices will be different. A psychotic with negative symptoms will have a different set of practices. Even within that, a neurotic anxiety neurosis person will have a different set, or a person with psychosomatic problems, they are totally different set of practices. So we create, still keeping the basic concept of working at the body level, breathing level, mind level, emotions level, intellectual level, working at all these levels to help the mind to become calm and silent. We need to use many permutation combinations.
Yeah. Another question, I think. Madam, you said one who has willpower has capacity to suppress our thoughts, land up with psychosomatic diseases. Without willpower, we get into psychiatric issues.
Problems. Yeah.
So either way, we are in trouble, with or without willpower. Please
Therefore,
help understand.
Therefore, you have to come to yoga. Yoga teaches you how to not to get such a violent reaction and hold it. Don't get violent reaction at all. Your boss is shouting at you. You may get angry, hold it. Or you say, "Arey, jaane do." If he is shouting, it is his day. Why I should get reactive? This is yoga.
Thank you.
Madam, yes. Madam, like Vyasa, is it an acronym or does it represent
Maharshi? Acronym Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana.
Oh, nice.
We are happy that we got a nice acronym of SVYASA also.
SVYASA, right. Thank you.
Anything in closing remarks you want to make, madam?
Yeah, in fact, I'm very impressed to know that all of you are so much keen on learning, helping people through counseling. I'm very impressed to meet Mr. Uday Shankar, who is taken up this as his mission to train retired but not tired people to do seva to the society. We will be more than happy to support your group with many more techniques apart from only psychological techniques. This is the grandeur of our rishis who gave us, "Arey, jane do, why you want to go on pestering your mind, replace negative thoughts by positive thoughts. Chhod do. Come down to the breathing, come down to the body. Then mind will automatically silence and then positive thoughts will automatically come." This is the difference between Indian concepts of using techniques for counseling as compared to Western methods. So Western methods will help to replace negative thoughts by positive thoughts. But they are still thoughts. The sages said, zero the thoughts, then automatically positive thoughts will rise. So how to zero the thoughts? By doing many of these techniques. And today, my dear friends, however much we want to do counseling, we have to make up the lifestyle. Lifestyle is very important. Diet is important. Physical activity is important. and therefore please work on a more holistic way, working with the mind, breathing, body, diet, all these put together. You will be able to help your participants much faster than what you are already doing. Wish you all the best. Hope to be in touch with all of you in future by having many more interactive programs, learning programs, etc. Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you,
Dhanyavad.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
We would love to do the courses now. Definitely.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Namaskar.
Namaskara.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद अम्मा.
Thank you. Thank you all.